Try again.
Still no countdown. Oh,
I don't know.
never
Are we
ends.
live? Try again. Are we live? We are freaking live. Holy
Good
hell.
God.
Okay. That was so much, guys. Okay, so Chrome doesn't support this anymore for some reason, so we had to switch over to Edge.
We're Edge folk now. That's all
So
we lost.
Edge is working. We are live finally. Only 4 people here. We appreciate y'all for sticking around and hanging out with us. Of course, we know that there were more, and hopefully some more will come back and hang out with us. Well, all right. That was actually tiring.
That
Funny
was a
enough.
test,
Yeah.
actually.
We were working hard, but we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Like we said, let's get into it because we are behind schedule. Obviously, now that we were trying to figure all this situation out. But let me share the screen, and as you can see, we're getting into it. I'm gonna go to the NFL. We're gonna go to best ball, and we're gonna go ahead and do that $3, and I'll show the number for it here in a second when I find it. This one here.
Play action.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right.
we're
We're here.
we're black. Why are we black? Do I have to have this one open? No. Are you black?
Yes.
Oh, weird.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So if I change this to this, is it gonna go black?
No,
I'm gonna
it's
have
still good.
different situation here. What is happening? That's an interesting new screen. Let's draft
Gotta
a team.
love Edge, man.
Yep, we're gonna learn all together today, guys. We're gonna draft the team.
Yep.
There it goes. It is working. Do not show again. Because we have not used Edge before, it's gonna ask us a lot of questions, of course. But we're gonna change it over to $3. We're gonna get into it here in a second. If you would like to be a part of our first draft, it is called the NFL Best Ball 1.5 million play action, the 20 entry max for $3.
We are going the top of the next minute, so you got about 15 seconds before we're going to click, since there's a couple second lag.
Yep.
So 7:26 on the dot is when we are entering, and
Let's
we'll
see.
see if we can get some friends with us on this one. Last time, Dusty and us, and in addition to Steiger, had a couple of fun drafts.
Yep.
And the first one we actually started out, we were all of us dead in the middle, right next to each other. So we'll see how that works out if we end up in the same lobby.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, going in right now. 726. We are 5 out of 12. So as many people, everybody can get in here with us, which is awesome. Love to see that.
7 spots left. And then don't forget, I know it is early, and don't be use the money smartly that you want to invest in best ball this year. But your first $20 ticket, or $20 that you use for a best ball, the Millionaire Maker, you will get a ticket for $20 in itself. So it's a BOGO deal for your first entry into the $20 contest. If you are only going to do a couple of those, I would wait, because that is going to be available all season long. But I've already used mine because I'm a crackhead. So
How many drafts have you done? Just wondering. Up to this point.
On Underdog and DraftKings combined, probably over 25.
Oh, okay. That's actually less than I expected. Funny enough.
Well, work has been busy.
Well, of course, but I just mean like one a night was what I was kind of like thinking. And I guess that's probably about right. One
I
a
did
day.
a couple a day to prep for this. It's pretty interesting. There's not really a ton of movement. Really, the only major movement that has happened over the summer so far is George Pickens, because he started in the 90s and then he was traded to Dallas, and now he's in the 50s, and I don't want to touch him.
Fair enough.
But with that said, there's a couple of going up and down some spots, but you're going to see that throughout the summer, and then really that's going to stay stagnant until we see some training camp highlights and news, and we're going to see people's quads make them go up 20 spots.
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon's going to be a 12th rounder before you know it. But yeah, those kinds of things. So is this still not?
No, we haven't filled yet, which is cool. So that means if anybody wants to play, you still have an opportunity. We haven't filled yet. So yeah, the $3 play action. A lot of guys that I haven't really. So I think I've done 7 drafts at this point, or 8 drafts, including the 2 we did together. So not a ton. I'm trying to space my drafts out a little bit better this year.
Well,
and
yeah,
so ADP.
The tough thing, and I said this last week, and I don't know if we're gonna end up exclusively doing DraftKings best balls this year. We mostly leaned on that last year because we had more traffic on DraftKings anyways,
right,
on videos. But Underdog, they do small contests. So basically the month of May, that's going to be your player pool. So even if there's mistakes and stuff like that, all the ADPs are baked in like that. With DraftKings, this one is actually already about 15-16% of the way filled.
Mm-hmm.
But this $3 play action is probably going to be open until August, like early August at least, until another one opens up. So it's just kind of one of those things where, like, if you're drafting now, cool, you're getting ahead of some of the discounted ADPs, but at the same time, if there's injuries and stuff like that, it's just a risk that you're willing to take if you're drafting in late May. But this is how you practice, get better, and hopefully win that $1 million.
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying obviously to get as many teams in as possible, but like I was trying to say, and what Cam kind of reiterated is like the ADPs will change throughout the summer. We're gonna see guys that are in the 300s move up into like the 19th, 18th round when we get to training camp and stuff like that, because they're gonna be guys that are being talked about as players. So
and then there's a lot of like good situations, but you don't know the guy specifically that's
right.
going to. Just one that comes to mind: Calvin Austin versus Roman Wilson. If the wide receiver room for Pittsburgh stays the same, somebody's going to get like 90% of the snaps, and ideally bakes in about 5, 6, 7 targets a game.
Right.
So that's a great value for a 19th, 20th rounder. But who is it? I have no idea right now. That's just kind of one of those things.
I'm surprised we haven't gone in yet. 5 out of 12 still. I guess if you still want to come hang out, you are more than welcome. I don't know how many people have put in. Wonder if I should refresh, honestly, but it should just do it. Let's see. Maybe we'll get a new number. 11. Okay, 11 out of 12. So yeah, we're getting real close to getting in there on our first one. There's actually a lot less lag today, which is interesting. Edge is better. Edge is great. So. Edge is different. Yeah.
Edge is the way to go now.
Apparently. But yeah, there's some guys. What position in this draft would you like to be? You had to pick one.
Well, I would say, I mean, ideally right now, the best way ADPs are starting, I would rather be in the back, but in the front, I think is fun because it's just like, I hate the front.
Well, how about all the way in the back?
How about, is that all the way at 12? Is it showing?
Yes, it's all the way at 12.
Perfect.
So,
I don't think I've been 12.
We were 12 once. We were. Okay. Yeah. That's the only 12 I've gotten this whole time. Yeah, it was when we were together.
But yeah, like the first 3 picks, I hate the 2-3 turn right now.
Fair.
But at the same time, the way to zig while everybody else zags is just kind of overdraft in preference based on because, like, for example, if you were the 101 and you preferred a receiver, whether it's Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, over the running back because you think, hey, we can start up to 4 of these guys PPR, right. I'd rather go that route. Go them, and then as your wide receiver 2 and 3, just triple stack out the gate receiver, and then you're just good to go. And then you're going to have some really good values later on in the middle rounds, because there's not really at the very moment a dead zone of running backs like we've seen in recent years. Before, it's been in the 4th round. Last year, I think it was in the 6th round where it was a dead zone.
Yeah, I remember that.
This year, I think really because the caliber of like DeAndre Swift's, Tony Pollard's, Isaiah Pacheco's, they're in the 90s right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like it doesn't really even start until after that. And at that point, you should probably have 2 to 3 running backs already. So yeah, I think it's a little deeper, and that comes a lot with the deep draft class we had. And
that's what I was going to say. Plus the draft class we just went through. It's like add them to the equation of like you might be able to get them in much later rounds. Right. And then we don't know, like you said, with the receiving core, it's harder to predict who's going to be the number 2 on teams. But with running backs, we can kind of guess pretty well on who the handcuffs are going to be for the most part. How much time we got? Let's see. 10 seconds.
Let's see. We got 8 in the stream right now. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We are doing the $3 play action. If you are in this draft with us, just give us a shout out in the comments.
Yeah.
Don't recognize any of these names, but I'd love to keep on drafting with you all summer if you are in the draft.
Yeah, we actually had a random comment, which was pretty cool. They were like, I was the 11th pick in that draft. And I was like, that's dope.
Yeah,
like, we randomly run into that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, starting off with the 101, looks like we might get an auto draft. Jamar Chase. Well, it was an auto draft, but they still went Jamar Chase. Saquon, pretty normal.
Since our last live stream, I guess one of the big news pieces was that the tush push prevails, and it will be a thing. It's funny how that was going to be a legitimate debate of if that hypothetically got banned, how far down does that put a Jalen Hurts, and how much, like, what is the effect of all the skill players, because all of them are baked in at the top because there is no depth below that is getting relevant targets. It's just a 12th round Goddard, if you want to consider it that, and then it's just first round 102 Barkley,
wow,
second round. Oh,
Drake
my
London in the
goodness.
4th pick.
All right.
Well, we just got someone pushed down to us. That's
So,
crazy right there.
what is the positionality wise, ideally, unless something else crazy
Yeah.
happens, how would you want to start this first round?
Let's see. So you get. Well, I don't want Derrick Henry,
No.
so we're still not going with the 11th. Hopefully, Puka can fall to us, and then we can get Christian McCaffrey. That would be my
You think so?
favorite
Okay.
start, I guess. But at the same time, I don't know.
I mean,
It's very
I've
open now.
actually seen a lot of like
Justin
different, like
Jefferson's still
there's
on the
not like
board.
a commonality right now of like how the middle to late into the first round goes.
Wow.
Yeah, CMC going early. Like from 7 to 11, I've seen GT at 7. I've seen him at 12. I've
Right.
seen Gibbs go down. I've seen Amon-Ra the other day, got him at 11.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors, like there's a lot actually there. So like I'm not considering Christian McCaffrey a reach right there. Because
Fair.
if it wasn't for the fearfulness of like, oh, his injuries,
Mm-hmm.
like he deserves to still be a mid to early first round pick.
Yeah.
In
Agreed.
my eyes. And to me, it's just like, hey, how do you resolve or mitigate the injury risk? Draft his backup, and if you don't know which one it is, draft all 3 of them because Jordan James is going in the 20th round and undrafted right now.
Sure.
That's kind of how I view it.
Let's see. Amon-Ra did go. Genty.
So
Jefferson fell to 8th there, which is one that I
I
thought was really
seen that
surprised by.
low, but it's interesting because that's actually I said this question on our first stream of just like I don't know which top 5 pick to kind of fade right now, and it's kind of by default leaning towards him.
Right.
And it's just the quarterback situation in the grand scheme of things. But if you wanted to make a narrative of hey, it's CD because of the schedule, or hey, Saquon Barkley curse, 101 curse, I don't know, whatever you want to do, but looks like ideally
Puka
and Nico is
that's what I would do. Or
yeah.
Brian has the same buy, so probably not that. But yeah, so let's go Puka.
Yeah, I think
let's go Nico.
At the very moment, Nico is a guy that I really want to get some shares of.
Fair.
And it's going to be hard too because unless you're at the very, very end of the first round, you're either reaching on him in the middle,
right, or you have to have him fall.
He falls, and he's one of the few early second rounders that I don't see any movement.
No, he hangs out. Yeah,
he is always at the 2-1 or 2-2.
Fair. No, yeah, he is deserving of being in the next range up, but he's just not.
Legitimately have like a 40% target share.
Yeah, they have.
That may seem
probably
things, but
close. I mean, I don't see a way that he doesn't get 10 targets a game though.
Yeah,
10 to 12 would be.
He had by far a bigger discrepancy for red zone targets.
Mm-hmm.
Always a good red zone threat. So last year he had a hamstring injury, but he still came away with about 17, 18 points a game. And in good matchups, he was a shoo-in for 100 yards.
And now he's competing with Christian Kirk, who's been on 3-4 teams. And then you have the 2 rookies from Iowa State.
Hell won't be there.
So
Dalton Schultz is going to the 17th round.
He's old.
So that's what they feel about them. So and Joe Mixon, I guess, if you want to consider.
Yeah, he's more of a sniper. He's just going to take touchdowns. My thoughts on him.
But either way, it's not a team that I really am interested in like double stacking right now. But it's reasonably priced if you wanted to go that route, at least, which is cool to say.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
So nothing crazy or weird so far.
Brian Thomas did fall a little bit, which is good to see.
I mean, that team that was able to get Brian Thomas
and Justin Jefferson,
that's a very, very unique build because usually JJ is going anywhere from 3 to 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And he got him an 8, and then Brian Thomas fell to him also. So there's not going to be many teams that have him. So that's a good start by.
I don't even know what that Bass Phoenix.
Yeah.
Something like that. Double running back.
The other issue on top of our browser issues is that we couldn't even connect the laptop to the TV. So we're just squinting with our old eyes and age, just trying to figure out what team names are who.
Absolutely. And then I know that we have some buddies in the chat that are hopefully going to do the second draft with us. But as soon as this one's over, we will be doing a second draft. So come hang out one more draft after this. And we'll go through all these picks. Yeah. Wow, Brock Bowers and McBride.
Because we did get a later start, I mean, we can, as soon as we just hit our
we're
the first pick of the 20th round, we can just
go
right into it. Especially because it did take a little bit to fill. the draft room took a couple minutes. So
Yeah, so everybody knows that's kind of the ETA without having an actual time for it. And it looks like we got a CD Lamb, Trey McBride. I wonder what this guy's going to do. Is he going to reach again? I mean, yeah,
well,
yeah,
I
sort
mean,
of.
he's going at the end of the second round. That wasn't as egregious of a reach.
I mean, well, do you think? And I know that Drake London obviously isn't our top guy, but do you think he has the outcome of being the 1-0, like the number one wide receiver this year?
A Drake London.
Yeah, like truly, like I mean, because all the guys that you're looking at up
I
on
don't
the
know if he
board,
has
it's
the
like
touchdown equity
that,
to get that high. But I could see him as a 1,500-yard guy, 100 receptions, and just be as safe as it can be.
yeah,
I would
there's
say he's got top 5 upside for sure. But can he get to that 12 to 15 touchdown threshold that we've had to kind of see to be a
right,
wide receiver one? I'm not so sure. But it's not like Darnell Mooney did the most that he could in his wide receiver 2 role. Kyle Pitts has just been Kyle Pittsing his whole life. And then Bijan obviously really kind of took over as a true workhorse running back at the end of the last season. There's not a ton of like competition to where he'll have the up and down target share that we kind of saw a little at the start of the year. But especially with Michael Penix now, I think he's just kind of going to force me because really his best games came towards the end of the year where Michael Penix took over.
Nick. Happy to see you, man. Hopefully, you can get in our next draft.
Yeah, man. I didn't
Um,
crash your car. Hopefully you didn't trash my
crash your truck.
my truck. Yeah.
I hope not. That
Nick's
would be
doing a little
good.
bit of a move. Nick is my coworker / best buddy. So we swapped cars today and see how all that goes. So
Lamar Jackson going to the guy with Drake London and Josh Jacobs.
all right. Yeah, that's just a dummy team then.
They're doing crazy
We're
things.
going to see some.
They're picking their guys. That's a their guy team
Well,
for sure.
I think that set itself up. Like this team right here should do exactly what going. Yeah, I don't think I would have gone that route because Marvin is still on the board, right?
Yeah, he is. He's gone now.
And you pick Trey McBride, and that is literally 60 to 70%.
That's a Dustin
of the pass
team
work.
right there.
It's a Dustin team, but to me, like it does feel a little rich going tight end in the second round. We haven't really had to do that or intended to do that in our best ball careers, but Trey was averaging 15 targets a game in December, and the only problem was he couldn't be thrown touchdowns.
Yeah, we have a robust RB strategy with 3 running backs. To Ginger 08 over here.
Jaden reached on.
Jaden was reached on. Quarterbacks are getting reached on a little bit. Josh is actually where he's supposed to be.
One of my
but
drafts, I actually
there's Tyreek. Tyreek's actually fell pretty good there.
All right, let's see what's coming to us.
Devontae, James Cook.
Interested in Chase Brown.
Sure.
But if we just want to get out the gate and just get all the receivers that we can, we could double stack with Devontae.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
With one of them.
Oh, who was that? James Cook. All right.
Yeah, I'm not really. He's a guy that you just don't know because he's 14 touches a game, but led the league in touchdowns.
Yeah.
So it's one of those weird, like Raheem Mostert-esque.
No, I'm staying away.
Not getting 20 touches.
Yeah.
How sustainable is that? He's also not at OTAs because he wants a new contract. So it's just kind of one of those things. For now, I'm not really touching in the third round.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from James Cook. I would have rather gone Chase Brown there. We didn't get Chase Brown, but we're going to go Devontae for sure.
He's at the top, so you don't have to start him.
Yeah.
But basically, do you want Devontae and then wrap up another receiver and just be good? Or do you want to go one of these running backs?
Which receiver would you go?
I mean, DJ Moore or Xavier Worthy as a wide receiver 4 sounds very, very fun. DJ Moore's the thumbnail. So
he is the thumbnail.
I would say let's go ahead and rock with that.
Okay.
If you wanted to. And then that way we have options of I mean, it's not entirely confident or comfortable options, but CJ Stroud, Matthew Stafford, and Caleb Williams, who of the 3 has the highest ADP. Those are all our options.
I really like this.
Free QB build, but right now we're good to go. So far, we're the only one that did go 3 receivers in the first round. And then we ended up going to 4th one. So really, if we end up waiting and we can hit double running back or a tight end and quarterback over the next 3 rounds, we can get a wide receiver 5 as like a Josh Downs or Stephon Diggs.
Sure.
And I just feel great. And this could be like a 6 wide receiver draft.
6, yeah, we could do 6 wide receivers. What do we have for buys though? We have 2 week 8s and I think a week 6 and a week 5. So we're all over the place, which is good. Our double stack will be week 8, which is the hardest week of the year.
30 running backs to start.
Jeez, they're gonna all go. All the running backs are going, which means hopefully they fall.
It's probably unlikely a Kenneth Walker is going to fall to us, but we'll have basically pickings of a Kamara, a Travion Henderson, a lot of guys. But this is probably going to be like hey, we'll have 8 running backs, but we just kind of knock the right ones, maybe do some stacks, and just kind of see where we go. Travis
Hunter is your first receiver is not. That's a little scary.
I'm also surprised that we said Bass Phoenix. He didn't go Travis Hunter to do the double with Brian.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you can do Trevor Lawrence is low enough right now where I think you can do that as a QB2 and be perfectly fine.
Yeah, with Jaden. RJ Harvey, holy hell.
Let me ask you
43rd.
Top of your head right now, because I know a lot of kind of our kryptonite in recent years is that we've done 2 quarterback builds and our QB1 gets hurt and it's just very, very limited. What is the QB right now that is the last guy that you're just like, hey, I'm fine with this being a 2 QB team, to where the next guy is like, we might need 3?
Let's see. Jared Goff, Kyler.
Like, for example, Caleb Williams is somebody we're targeting. Are you comfortable with Caleb, even though we do expect improvement this year? Are you comfortable with him as just one of 2 QBs on an entire 20-round team?
Yes.
You are.
I am. All right. Actually, I think the last one might be him, though.
Yeah.
I don't know how I could trust Justin Fields.
I think the line was somewhere between Murray, Williams, and Fields, but I don't really. I understand the Fields. I like the Fields.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not comfortable with him as the QB1 or one of only 2.
Right.
On my team.
And I've had to do that where he was my QB1 and I was really nervous. Well, I guess I'm not nervous yet, but I will be nervous about it. Right. But I actually like his situation more than I just think the ADP is kind of the problem too with him, because I wish he was around back. Even knowing I like getting him in no matter what, it's more so like I wish like he was behind Dak and behind near a Purdy rather than up in the top 100.
And it's weird because he's one of those guys that I think if we did, because we kind of with our rankings for positionality, we're going to be starting those in the next week or 2. Usually we do like a combination of how we view them in best ball and in redraft together. Mm-hmm. We haven't separated the 2 yet, but if we were to, he might be about 5 spots different for me as a quarterback.
Versus best ball. Yeah, best ball I'd rather have him for sure.
Yeah, you're just getting the peak weeks, but I can't trust him to start him on a weekly basis or even in good matchups. Because say Garrett Wilson goes down, he's throwing for 140 yards a game, and you're just hoping that he scores a rushing touchdown. Yeah. And that's the nervous thing for somebody that's turning into being a top 100 pick now. And also being on a defensive-minded head coaching staff and all the things that
they didn't are against them.
Like they added a rookie tight end in Mason Taylor, and that's pretty much it to their receiving core. So
they lost more than they got.
Exactly. Yeah. If Garrett goes down, it's the worst receiving core in football. Might be.
I'm trying to think.
Got it down, but I just don't feel good about starting a quarterback with Allen Lazard and
right. Yeah, it's tough. That's definitely a really, really sad receiving core, honestly.
Yeah. That good news for Breece Hall, who
has
made his name as a PPR back. On top of that, Braylon Allen, even if he does take away touches, he's not going to be any kind of receiving threat. So Breece Hall has never had 1,000 yards in a rushing in a season, but he's been a good PPR back, and he was all the way up to a top 3 running back in 2023 because he salvaged at the end of the year with, PPR stats and getting 150 all-purpose yards and 8 catches.
Let's see. We have a few picks left.
Josh Reynolds, Allen Lazard, Tyler Johnson, Arian Smith, Malachi Corley. That is the top 6.
Oof, that's tough.
Xavier Gibson's probably going to make the team because he's their return guy. But
yeah.
All right. Well, that's a bummer.
That was who I wanted
to go 4 running backs, huh? All right.
We're going to do rookie running backs. Is that what we're about to do? Do we want to go Laporta at tight end? He's week 8, but it is what it is.
Yeah, there's no quarterbacks here. This is a good receiving range at the end of the 5th, early 6th. But because we already went 4, I don't see the sense in going another one.
Right.
If we do, it might be a 5 receiver draft. Who knows? But yeah, I would say Sam Laporta in our favorite running back.
Okay. I don't even have to do that. Let's see. Who would we like at running back? Oh, James Conner. Travion. I actually have Judkins higher feeling wise, but I don't know. Jeez. I think Judkins is more safe. I don't know though, because like, would you rather go, which we're gonna draft automatic, right? Yeah. Okay. That's tough.
Definitely not David in this scenario, especially since we did the Detroit guy
Right,
just
for
now.
sure.
I haven't drafted any James Conner, but I really would like to get his backup if we do.
Okay. Well, I'm not against it. It's a little
I'm not gonna have many
nerve-wracking.
shares of him.
I'm running out of time though.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll go James.
All right, James Conner. You have made a team.
RB1.
You have
1 year that we finally are like, hey, this is the year he finally falls off, is when we pick him as our RB1.
Hey, we're gonna have to attack RB anyway, so it's all good. It's all good.
Well, I mean, shoot, Team 10, Austin Elroy, is that his name? He is attacking it right now. 4 straight running backs, probably gonna go a 5th straight. Because why not? You know.
He has 4. This guy has 4.
Base Phoenix is going 0 RB,
which we were trying to kind of do, but it wasn't going to work out if everybody keeps picking him. Kenneth Walker I thought was going to get to us, man. I really did. He went George Pickens, Debo.
If anything, that wasn't the team that was going to be sniping him. But it looks because the team that we've been laughing at 4th round.
Yeah.
Team, don't know why, don't know how. Not going to report them as long as we have a really, really solid team. But
who are they helping? Because this team's taking all the running backs.
What's weird is that there's not really any correlated teams right now.
Yeah.
There's not a single stack with Jalen and Devontae Smith.
Mm-hmm.
The Terry team didn't take Jaden. No Buffalo guys, skill players up top. Even the team hasn't stacked anybody. Yeah, those are the only teams with quarterbacks. So
Jerry Jeudy, 67th. So I thought this was interesting. Rashee Rice, George Pickens, and Deebo Samuel, all the issue children.
Yep. And Malik, doesn't have an issue.
He doesn't. He's a first rounder though.
Brutal schedule. Week 14 bye.
I just don't think he'll score enough touchdowns to be worth it. That's the biggest problem.
He's like a 1,400-yard, 5-6 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's the problem. And he was that last year. We talked about that. Like, that was why we didn't want him. And of course, he played well. But at the same time, it's like, can we just live on volume? Maybe. But I'd rather bet on other guys.
Volume on good teams than ones that should be towards the bottom. QB3 goes to the team that just is being a dummy. So we're gonna have to probably take a quarterback earlier than we'd like to.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can wait till 9-12 for our first quarterback. So we might need to draft one with our next up and coming picks.
Hey man,
I'm comfortable because we don't really have one that's just like warranted that ADP.
Yeah,
so it might be a little bit. All
right, Red. We're gonna draft as soon as this draft is over. We're gonna draft another one. So just definitely get into the draft with us. We'll show y'all which draft we're gonna do and everything, so that you can hop in with us. But we'll be doing it pretty soon here.
No, it's a hood evening.
It's a hood evening.
It doesn't have to be a good evening. It can be a hood evening. But yeah, appreciate you joining the stream. Like we said, every Thursday at this point, we're going to be doing 2 to 3 a night on Thursdays. Most Thursdays, some Wednesdays, some kind of may vary, but it's a whole lot of fun drafting with other friends and guys, and maybe getting competitive and stuff. Like we said last week, our first draft, there were 2 friends with us in the draft, and we were all right in the middle, and all 3 of us had what I would say the best teams, and that's not even biased. So. Yeah,
he's on auto, and he has 4 quarterbacks. That's
we need to
fun.
We need to go Caleb
on this next one.
Yeah, we have to. He won't make it back to us, and then it's just we're stuck with CJ Stroud and Stafford and insert. I don't even know if
extra back. We're probably gonna go running back.
Yeah, we had to go RB and quarterback is what I would say.
We got an auto drafter around us, so we know at least what they're gonna do, which is cool.
be a ugly or weird stack, but you could do if he did fall like a Mahomes and just a bunch of the guys at
Right.
the end. I'm not against that.
He auto drafting. He auto drafted
Okay.
Mahomes.
Quinshawn
I'd
made it
love
here.
to get Quinshawn right
Let's
here.
do Quinshawn.
And then I guess we got to go quarterback.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Caleb,
And we almost went Quinshawn on the last one.
we did,
Look at us.
and Travion almost fell to us because everybody went running back because the running
And
backs were all
quarterback,
gone.
apparently.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get Quinshawn, and then we'll go ahead and get Caleb, and then we're gonna get an auto draft after us. So he'll get Caleb Johnson.
Well, because of the already auto drafters, then we go. We got 7. You guys tuning in. We are Game Time Discussions. I'm Cameron Selby. Streams every Thursday throughout the rest of the summer, having a lot of fun. Mostly on DraftKings, and it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. We're gonna after this, if you guys want to partake, we currently are doing the $3 play action. It's a 20 max entry. So if you guys want to join, please let's join this discussion and let's have some fun the rest of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. So Red, were you actually in one of our drafts with us and just noticed it later on? Because that's hilarious if you did.
I forgot the name of the guy that sent that comment.
Let me look.
The 11 pick.
Yeah, we had another person that actually was in the draft with
Or
us
was that the
also. It might be. Yeah, were you the guy? Are you the guy?
Are you?
But that was also in the draft with us, so that was pretty cool. You have it. You can grab it. Let's see.
Yeah, our power rankings is going off. Yeah, watch our power rankings video that we just put out a couple days ago.
Yep, and then me and
Well,
Dustin actually right
Tell us
before
where we're wrong.
yeah, we've had lots of people come for our throats, and it's okay. We enjoy it. It's a conversation for a reason. But there Dustin had some friends really backing up his Cardinals in the chat. So
oh, that is him.
Oh, is it?
That is him
From last time?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, he's picking 12th. So
well,
so we're picking 12th this time. So it must be fate. CJ Stroud went in the 8th round. This is crazy.
So we're gonna have to go second. Gang. We're gonna have to go second quarterback probably in this round.
A little blurry at the moment.
Are we?
Yeah.
I'm not blurry. It's just you.
Oh, well, who knows at this point? We're dealing with the new technical difficulty every stream apparently.
Is what it is, man. At least we're streaming.
So yeah, we really gotta knock out a
Herbert
QB2 coming.
Let's see.
That's one I don't think. Or do we?
I don't know.
17 at this point.
Yeah, let's see who's left.
Hey, Aaron could follow us. We can knock out a.
Oh, I guess we probably don't have to do Stafford.
Like Drake May as a QB2, but we have no Patriots to stack him with.
Right.
But
he's a fine QB2. Mm-hmm. I YouTube DraftKings best ball and your stream came up. Oh, that's awesome.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Tell your friends.
I'm glad we actually showed up because we don't have enough subscribers. A lot of the times the algorithm hates us.
Oh yeah.
But we're trying. We're pushing for it. It looks like we're already at 100. So the 121st. What pick are we at? 103. So we're really pushing quarterbacks in this one. But I don't think we need to. I really don't. I just don't want to miss out.
Well, at this point, we would just need to do a 3 quarterback build.
Either way.
Because like Caleb and Stafford, tough.
We are a little blurry now. Interesting. Why are we blurry? Hello? Get your shit together, live stream. I'm not blurry here. Got 7 likes. 4 people right now. We went down a little bit. I bet it's because we're blurry. Stupid.
Shitty quality.
Ridiculous.
All right, let's load up and see what we got. We're on the clock.
Get picked. We need running back, probably. Jalen Warren's meh. Fine. Jordan Mason would be the next one. I don't want to do that.
I mean, we can wait on running back if you want to.
What do you want to do then?
Michael Pittman is interesting. This is
7, 6, 5. We can go Pittman first.
Okay.
And then
scroll down a little bit. We could double stack Colston Loveland with
yeah, we could. Because we need a tight end.
Close out tight end.
Okay. I'm down for that.
All right.
What week is our tight end? 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Colston I'm very, very nervous about, but him being a tight end too is perfectly fine by me.
I'm just nervous that there's too many mouths to feed.
Yeah. Based on ADP, my favorite of the 4 is Roma Dunze right now, just because he's pretty routinely going in the late 6th or 7th round. But I mean, with Luther Burden, he's actually fallen a little bit. He's fallen like a full round. So yeah, it is absolutely blurry right now.
Let me go see. I'm gonna fix something.
Yeah,
We're
go
gonna
fix
take
that, and
this
I'll entertain you guys,
stupid-
or I'll try to at least. But yeah, so we locked up tight end. We're gonna have to figure out quarterback, but it's probably a 3 quarterback build. We've already got 5 really, I think, strong receivers, especially the first 4. So,
Jeez.
I feel like Michael Pittman's just been the one we've gotten right every year, where it's just like he's been too high, then he was too low, and then now he's too low again, being basically first receiver off the board on his own team sometimes.
Well, I think Josh Downs, is probably the wide receiver 1 there right now. But at the same time, Michael Pittman has the
with the ankle and then right into a back injury, or put on IR, and then that day he was like, "Just kidding, I'm playing this week."
Yeah,
and I don't think he really missed extended time, if I remember correctly, but he just wasn't efficient. Quarterback situation was really bad, and yeah, it was a whole thing. It's hard when your quarterback's completing about 12 passes a game to really contribute.
And they're only deep passes. Don't worry about it.
But anytime that Joe Flacco started, we were like, all right, let's double stack Indy. That was kind of what we were doing, and Josh Downs was somebody we leaned on. Pittman, I think, worked out once, but Alec Pierce one time had 0 for 0, and then it was like 6 minutes left in the 4th. He finished with 134 yards and 2 touchdowns.
So how it goes, man. Are we stuck? No, it's moving.
No, we're moving.
What is happening with my mouse? Now it's my mouse, guys. I don't know what's going on today. We are having an unlucky stream. I can't even move it. And we're gonna pick some random ass shit, and I'm gonna be pissed. Oh gosh. Come on. All right. We'll fix another problem. Hold on.
Yeah. It's all good. We got what is that, about 5? I think the Charger receivers are very interesting this year. Like Trey Harris is a prospect that we really, really liked. But Quinn Johnston, former first round pick, they added Mike Williams as well. Tight end is kind of a little bit in the air. I mean, depending on what you feel about Will Dissly and company. And then obviously they drafted
I can't move it. It's gonna kill me, man. There's no way this is happening.
Did you battery swap?
It's not that.
Let's go with
We need a quarterback.
a quarterback. We need running backs. We could do Michael Penix to stack with. We don't have any Falcons. Never mind. Let's go Jaden Blue.
We're gonna go Stafford.
Stafford now and then.
Now we can think.
Okay. I don't mind Jaden Blue, but I know.
Are you gonna work? You're not gonna work. I hate you. All right. We were gonna go Jaden Blue.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then I have long time to fix it. At least good.
That's, I guess, perks of having a tough stream technology wise is at least we're at the very back end of the draft where we're not constantly needing to pick. So
what's wrong with you? Work with me.
You just swapped the battery.
It's not a battery. It's a chargeable.
Oh. Well.
Come on. Actually. Okay. It's the most I've moved on this stream ever. I'm probably in the way of the camera though.
No. Oh, nice ears.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Go in the hole. Please.
All right. I don't know what to do about Kyle Williams right now. Like, is it more of the same of last year's Jalen Love going to New England and him being a 11th round, 12th round pick, and everybody's just like by default he's going to get the targets? Kyle Williams, another guy that people are really ramping up in terms of the rookie tier of receivers, and if you look, like he almost got drafted as high as Luther Burden did, and maybe amount of pieces. Is it working?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe there's a reason behind it, but it just feels forced to me right now.
And we're clear. Oh gosh. All right. I'm so sorry.
Who are
Yes.
we clear?
Kyle Williams was number
So-
14 on our board for the wide receiver position. Gets drafted a little bit earlier than we would have had him probably.
But I mean, Jaden Blue was also outside our top 15.
He's
for running backs.
outside top 20.
Yeah, outside top 20.
Opportunity.
And he went in the top like 12 of running backs.
Yeah.
And it's just, hey, he went to the situation that just
opportunity matters for sure. So
if Rico Dowdle can get 1,000 yards, I mean, you think Jaden Blue could do something similar, at least in the 12th round. That's exactly where Rico was going last year. Part of our problem, though, is like I said last stream, we didn't do enough of, hey, we're going to just double Rico and Zeke and just have Dallas running back as our RB3 or 4.
Right.
We just tried to take a stand, and it just didn't really work out. I mean, it worked out until it didn't work out because Rico ended up having like 3 consecutive 100-yard games to end the season. And at the end of the day, when the playoffs, I bet you not a lot of playoff teams had Rico Dowdle. So if you did, you were different enough to hopefully win a whole lot of money because of him.
Right. I think with Jaden Blue, I just don't know if he'll ever become like a 12 to 15 even touch running back when it comes to like he's a pass catching back. And so like I just have the problem of like, yes, he might be a PPR friendly back, so that's a good thing. But at the same time, it's like, is he good enough to actually withstand like say 9 touches on the ground?
I was watching we follow BDGE. It's a fantasy football platform that does really, really well. And he did a his theme or series that he's doing now, that blank amount of receivers or running backs that I'd bet my kids' lives on. And he mentioned Jaden Blue as a running back. So usually he's got a pretty good track record of just taking good stands. Sure. And so it's a welcoming sight to have him and Brashard Smith, who we'll be considering much later in this draft. Trey especially on this one.
One of our guys.
Trey don't know what to do with. He did burn us a little bit because we anticipated him eating into, James's workload last year, and he just did not play well. This year, maybe it's more of the same. Maybe it's a little bit less, but guess what? You get a 3-round discount compared to what he was going for last year. So I'll take that, especially if I'm going to James Conner route too, because if it's not James Conner, it might be a Trey Benson show.
Who else are we going with?
I don't know.
We're done with tight end. Ray Davis. Rico. Back up right now.
Go receiver again and just kind of hammer the rookie running backs later on.
I think I'd rather go running back here because I have a feeling that Ray Davis is going to get more touches than he probably should, maybe, because talent-wise, I don't know how good he is either, but that backfield didn't add anything that matters.
He did well. His difference last year as a rookie is he did well with his touches,
right?
His limited touches. So if James Cook pops out, I don't think that Buffalo's just going to have a huge regression from their running back position. I think both he and Ty Johnson did well enough last year to where they'll be just basically 90 percentile of the best ceiling of what a Buffalo offense can look like.
And the biggest problem is they get poached by Josh Allen scoring touchdowns. That's the real problem.
James Cook led the league in touchdowns in spite of Josh Allen's 15 rushing touchdowns. So you never know.
Cam Ward going there. Romeo Dobbs. Let's go look at other teams actually while we're sitting here. So we got the team that had
I think the team 4 just made everybody panic on quarterback, and quarterback is just being
they picked really 5 of them. Goodness gracious.
But I mean, there's not even quarterbacks falling. Like I've seen some of these guys fall like later, and it's just because people would just rather not take a QB 2 or 3. But when somebody's got 5 QBs, that just makes you have to pivot.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Well, they did double stack.
After the auto draft,
sooner or later, it was naturally going to double stack. I feel like
it's hard when you have 5 quarterbacks to not
stack somebody, right? Right here at 5, the 6 running back team, 4 of them early. So I think that team is kind of screwing themselves a little bit. If you're going to go robust strategy, guys, go with 5 or 6 running backs for the whole draft. Don't go 4 and then still draft Brian Robinson in the top 100. So that's really not the best answer.
It's a wasted pick. But at the same time, that's kind of the problem of that draft range, is that really at that point in the draft, the receivers are gone.
Yeah.
And well, no, actually,
And
that was early in the 8th round, not at the end.
yeah, you would have
So
got Cooper Cup, Pearsall,
don't love any of them,
Ayuk,
but with your
Stephon.
construction, I would have probably gone with the Matthew Golden. And where's Jordan Love going these days?
Well, in this draft,
Yeah.
it's a little different, right? So he went here. He was
Okay,
here.
well, he still went to the same team. So I definitely would have gone with a
Golden.
because you went Jaden Reed,
Mm-hmm.
go with Golden, and then you're the double Green Bay.
Right.
Not something I'm going to do a ton of, but hey, I'm not going to be batting 1,000 on these things.
We went double Green Bay last year a couple times, so it wasn't like we were against it. We had it was Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, and who was the tight end that we were hitting on that last year? It wasn't
Musgrave.
Tucker. Yeah, it was Musgrave.
Yeah.
That was
Musgrave
a
got hurt
bust.
right before week 1, and then Kraft played well enough to where he just
never gave it back
after the second half of the season. Which a lot of people are hyping up Tucker Kraft, and
Sure.
I'm just like, I mean, he's in the territory, but let's not act like he's not the exact same play as a Goddard or
Right.
a Kincaid. Like,
For sure.
It's not like he did enough to where, oh, he was a consistent 12 points a game. No, he got you the occasional 10 and one time got you 20 because he scored twice. That's truly what it was last year.
So I know your favorite guy in this range is Keenan Allen.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, I'd rather have Dylan Sampson and Roshan.
Both of them.
because not
Okay.
only
That's what I was going to ask.
Roshan, like you mentioned, as currently, I think a huge opportunity if they don't sign anybody else to
Right.
really overtake touches, important touches. He was already at the goal line back in a bad offense last year, but just see what happens. And then Dylan Sampson,
He's our
like
stack.
him, but also because, like you said, he's our stack as well. And I
And
think that puts us up to 6 running backs already, right?
more than that. 7.
Oh shit.
7 and 5. So we
Yeah.
can go now. We're
So-
pretty much at that point where we have
Yeah.
enough running backs.
Yeah.
So just pick
there's
best
so
player.
many at the back end that I am just clicking on.
Right.
So we're just get one of them, and if we don't get Rashard Smith, oh darn, we're only gonna have 45% instead of 46. That's just kind of how I view it.
Yeah, he's a lot of opportunity. I like him a lot because of that. Like he just has the opportunity because of the offense he's in. And
even if you don't believe in him,
Pacheco
just-
didn't play that well.
Yeah. But even if you're like, hey, Pacheco, he's going too low, to stack them both
Mhm.
because or Kareem Hunt.
Kareem
if you
Hunt, yeah.
believe in him still. I mean, he was just volume based, very inefficient last year. So I don't really know how much of an impact he'll have. A lot of people have even mentioned Elijah Mitchell, and I have no faith that he will do anything because Rashard Smith is also a return guy too.
Right.
So he's going to make the roster no matter what. And you're not going to just have 4 running backs active every week. So if there is a guy to get cut, it's probably Kareem Hunt or Elijah Mitchell. So I'm not even in the discussion with going Kareem Hunt, especially because he's going in like the 15th, 16th round.
Mm-hmm.
And then Elijah Mitchell, hey, this guy plays special teams and can contribute, and he's rookie and he's young. This guy, your season-ending injury, you didn't play last year. People are just holding on hey, he was a former,
Christian
round fantasy pick. And,
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, he bailed out Christian McCaffrey.
That's the only reason. He actually isn't. I never thought he was that good. Just like Isaac Garendo.
No.
Neither of those guys coming out were special by any means, but they were in the perfect
What I've
situation.
been doing a lot is Isaac Garendo. It is early for ADP wise, but getting him, and then again, Jordan James is going 20th round or he's going undrafted. Taking them both, and San Francisco RB2 is one of your backup running backs.
Yeah.
That's how I envision it. Last year, there were so many boom games of Isaac Garendo, of Jordan Mason, and that's just kind of the game that you got to play is, hey, somebody's got to benefit, and this is one of the best offenses for late round guys to benefit with more opportunity.
And if CMC gets hurt like he has in the past, it's not like we're making stuff up at that point. Like he's done it. So if he gets injured, like there you go. You have that guy. We have 5 running backs in a row. Do we need another quarterback? Caleb and Matthew.
I would probably say so.
But if we don't, I'm not mad if we, like that kind of thing. I just worry Matthew Stafford's actually the health problem that I worry about more than, Caleb, just because he's older and he's a stationary guy. Pat Bryant.
And another thing about, and I wasn't even thinking about this, but getting another Chicago piece because Caleb's our QB1 in Roshan. So that's fun. Yeah, I think it's available at this point.
Shuff's gone.
I'm not picking
Aaron Rodgers gone. Wilson's gone. Dart just went. We have so many quarterbacks taken in this draft. they're all going by before 200. That's
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett.
Um,
Let's
we
see.
got a comment saying if building for week 17, seems like Baltimore or Green Bay, bad for Kraft also. Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
it's definitely a cold game environment against a pretty solid defense, and
Mm,
I honestly brought this up to M the other day, and there's so many fantasy friendly games that like a Baltimore Green Bay, like you brought up, might not even be real quick. Let's pick and then I'll finish my thought. We do Michael Wilson.
yeah, that's who I was thinking. I mean, he's
He's
falling
the
a
only
little
one in
bit.
this range that's going to play 90% of the snaps.
Week 8, I'm gonna go with him. Brashard Smith is my
Brashard
dude.
Smith's been going in the top 200, so I wouldn't just guarantee that he's going to be available later if you
Right.
wanted to take him, and then we could just be done at running back.
Yeah, no, that was what I was thinking. I'm
Okay.
just kind of looking around. Brashard Smith
Gotcha.
is
Yeah.
why should her here? Let's go with
Let's
Brashard.
do him.
DJ Giddens, a guy that I
Yeah,
really
DJ
liked, but he's
Giddens,
just in a
Darqueze
bad
Hunter as a
situation.
backup to Kyron. Yeah, a lot of fun names in the back.
Let's
that I like.
see. Oh,
But yeah, so Baltimore or Green Bay, like you mentioned, that's not even a top 8 fantasy friendly game in week 17, which is crazy because both of them should be in the playoff conversation, and it should be a game that
it's gonna be cold and
it's gonna be cold, but you got
shitty
Dallas,
and
Washington, Detroit, Minnesota, you got Arizona, Cincinnati, banger of a game.
yeah.
Houston Chargers, Seattle, Carolina, sneaky one. New Orleans, Tennessee, sneaky one for low value. Jacksonville, Indy, great one.
Mhm.
Tampa Bay, Miami, great one. You got Chicago, San Fran, okay one, but both San Fran's defense got much worse, so you can't assume that it's going to be a 20 to 13 game. And then Rams at Falcons.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one too. Shit,
Yeah,
they're all good.
it's all basically as long as you Pittsburgh and Cleveland is the only awful one to me because they're not only bad offensively, but they're also in the cold.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 10-7 game, and that's not going to help you in the championship weeks. But maybe those two teams have skill players that are going to help you get to that point.
Right. I actually rank that game in the top. I mean, in the bottom 3 though. The Green Bay Baltimore game that has to be bottom
I
3
didn't
out
even
of that
mention
whole
Giants
group.
Raiders. That's another.
Yeah.
I could see
Both
30 to
defenses.
27.
Well, actually, the Raiders' defense is bad, and I guess the Giants' defense is pretty good. I don't even know how that. Like, I know the Giants are going to be so bad. I don't even know who's going to be playing quarterback at that point. I know nothing about that team. It's going to be a very different team probably because of the fact that they just have such a gauntlet of a schedule. That's really late. Okay, so we have 2 picks left, and then we're going to leave, and we'll start another draft. We're done with this one after we get our 2 picks done.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get another draft going. Who are your guys that you want to get to? Let's look at how we have 8 running backs, 6 wide receivers, 2
Probably a
quarterbacks, 2
receiver
tight
and a-
ends.
Receiver and a quarterback or 2 receivers.
I don't know Daniel Jones. Let's see.
Daniel Jones usually is the only quarterback I've clicked on down here, unless you think Joe Flacco will start extended time.
Mason Rudolph is gonna start most likely. How do we project Will Howard over
I
Mason
think-
Rudolph there? Just wondering.
I would like to see Pittsburgh give him run, but at the same time, the receiving core is so bad that I don't know.
Shooter got auto drafted. All right, there goes Daniel Jones.
Where
Swear to
I've
God.
never seen him be drafted. That's crazy.
Okay, so we need.
Let's just say these are 2 quarterbacks. Unless you wanted, you were so picking.
Well, I was gonna get a wide receiver with one of them.
Well, yeah.
So
exactly.
which wide receiver?
I've been clicking on Pittsburgh guys down here.
We can get a Ram
We can get a Ram 2-2.
because we have a Rams quarterback.
What does their depth chart look like nowadays?
Okay.
That is not how you spell Rams.
And then one more, and I'm not doing Dortch. Sorry, Dustin. No Dortch here.
So we're going the receiver route.
Probably 80 Mitchell.
Like I said, I've been clicking on some Roman Wilson.
Oh, he's farther, right? Where is he? We're gonna run out of time.
260s.
Before I run out of time,
Coker.
Coker's fine.
Coker, McLeod.
I like Coker.
This is awful.
Yeah, let's go Coker because I
Hyatt
think
bounce
he
back.
actually has some
Just
upside
get-
because he
yeah,
played
yeah.
so well last year as a young guy.
Yeah, I guess I don't know where Jordan Wellington is going, if he is going at all, but I liked what I saw from him last year as a rookie.
Sure. So what is the depth chart for them? Oh, Roman Wilson is gone. That's why I couldn't find him.
Yeah. He's in the 260s right now. So their depth chart, pass pass catcher wise is Devontae Puka, which we got both. And then Tutu, we got all three of their starting receivers, which is awesome.
Okay.
Jordan Whittington, Konata Mumfield, and Xavier Smith as the top 6.
Okay.
And then you got tight end wise Tyler Higbee, who
Yeah.
came on,
and then rookie
Terrence Ferguson.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's a interesting team.
It was interesting. The whole draft, the whole technical.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it and just say it's good.
We did a good job of correlating, even though at the end of the day, it's probably not going to be our favorite team.
Fair, but a lot of young running backs, a lot of correlation.
To start out 4 straight receivers based on the way ADPs are right now, so
right.
I had fun with that one.
All right. 3 people in here watching. I don't know if that's even right. I don't know what you've got over there, but
it just was at 15. So.
Yeah, let's see if
let's jump back into the lobby. So we'll load up one more for the night at 8. We appreciate you guys tuning in if you still are.
Yes, and we're gonna start it up right now as fast as possible. Let me find it, and then let's go right now. Let's draft the teams. Stop sending me to that weird thing.
All right. So yeah, $3 play action is what we're jumping on. 20 max entries for this specific one. It's about 18% filled. You got 10 out of 12. So if you want to join, go get those last 2 for us.
Yep. NFL Best Ball 1.5 million play action. Like we said, there's only a couple people left, so hopefully y'all can enter with us.
All right, Vibes. What's the pick?
6. It's probably
I was thinking
middle.
5.
Okay, so in the middle. I think it's in the middle.
Just because we said that, it's gonna be
like 9. We'll probably get 12 again because that's just how it works. We're 1.
Oh, great. Fun stuff. All right, so
that's not what I wanted.
Not at all.
Shit.
All right, let's look at the entrance and see if we got anybody in. Looks like Dusty wasn't able to get in with us on this one.
You don't deserve him anyway.
Let's see if Red CYC Sports was able to jump.
Let's see. I don't know what even to do, man. Huh?
Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah. Well, is the same name is the question. I don't know
if
it's
the same name.
Then no, he didn't make it. Didn't make it in with us. Was he in the chat?
Oh, he was driving.
Oh, damn.
Tisk.
Hey, it's okay. You should bet and drive always. It's always the right answer. Looks like I don't see anybody that we know, unfortunately. So
well, if it is somebody new and you are in the chat, please let us know that you're there.
Yeah.
Give us a like and a sub if you have not already joined this community. We're going to be doing it all summer long. Most Thursday nights we'll be live streaming doing 2 to 3 drafts. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, and we want you guys to be a part of it.
Yeah, Red, we're going to be on every Thursday as much as possible throughout the summer, talking through this stuff, changing ADPs. We're actually going to be releasing our fantasy rankings coming up in the next couple weeks, so you'll be able to see those too, giving you all of our background and what we expect from all these guys and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think a little bit of a spoiler in the comment, but we got a Chase team going. I think that's probably the direction I'd lean. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean that's what we did all last year. If y'all followed us last year, we
the thing was we took the stand on Chase and overdrafted him, even if people didn't want to go. Like if we had 101, we still took Chase
every time.
And this time everybody's doing it. So that's what makes me a little nervous because there has been a true 101 curse going on for about half decade now.
Yep. We're going to go Chase, though.
All right.
It's either him or Saquon, in my opinion, if you are the 101.
Like I said, if there was a guy, because I always like taking stands, if there was a guy in the top 5 that I didn't want to take at all and I wanted to fade completely, it's probably Justin, and that sounds fucking terrifying.
How about Jahmyr Gibbs? Same way. That's how I feel.
Okay,
he's top 5.
He flipped back.
Yeah, he's top 5.
CD switched.
Oh, was he 5?
Yeah,
okay.
So I guess they're just going back and forth right now.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is my top 5 fade if I'm going to pick one.
Yeah.
Just because
we have Jahmyr right behind G&T.
Yes.
Spoiler.
At the moment.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson does go 3.
So this one,
we're following it.
Crazy, but 104 is when the Drake London bombshell just dropped. So we'll see if there's any kind of bad teams, but hopefully we're closer to them than we were last time. We were on the opposite side of the board.
Yeah, we couldn't capitalize on it. Yeah, unfortunately. Brian Thomas. Oh, sorry, Brian Robinson.
Bijan.
Goodness gracious, I got all kinds of names in my head. Well, it would be Robinson. If you
Yep,
picked the wrong
Rob.
one 2 years ago, you were right.
Yeah.
Not this year. Hope I don't expect it to happen
Yeah,
this year, but
those double B Rob stacks last year for DFS weeks were pretty fun though.
oh, Jeremy Bailey's in
Let's
here.
go,
He's
Jeremy.
picked 9. Okay, perfect.
All right.
Well, I'm glad we're not close to each other because now we can kind of talk about the picks
Yeah.
rather than getting sniped or you know the other way around. But I think at 9, that's Puka.
That's a fun spot. And again,
Oh,
like I said, there's
neighbors.
people that are doing CMC once
Okay,
again.
you're gonna get someone to follow you too. That's
So
cool. Maybe Genty there.
CD's still there.
Yeah.
There's no way he falls to 8 or 9, right?
I mean, if he does, it's a easy click.
This team's probably gonna.
We're overthinking it right here. I know Jeremy's staring at his phone like,
Yeah.
CD. Oh, tough. So tough.
All right, let's see if he wants to start out receiver or start out with the running back.
Amon-Ra. Okay.
Can't fall.
So are you lower on Jeremy? Are you lower on Genty? Just wondering. Or are you just like
hey,
consistency?
I'd rather have the receivers, man.
Yeah. Hey, are you a zero RB strategy guy?
Another one thing again, what I'm going to be saying all summer is the first round receivers. All of them are awesome. I hate like the ADPs of all the quarterbacks to stack them with, except for a Brian Thomas, who's technically right now an early second round pick. He did go 111 there, but I mean, I don't know who is going to be the full season Giants quarterback. Jared Goff doesn't excite me.
Right.
Joe, I love, but guess what? We're gonna have to pick him at 412 if he's even there. That's gonna be the tough part with the Joe build. Brian,
yeah.
So 111 to flip Brian and
well,
Nico,
I love that start either way.
Mm-hmm. All right. No complete reaches so far. Like I said, the 5 through the 5 through 9, 10 range has just kind of been jumbled. I haven't actually seen CMC going in the middle of the first, and it's fun to see that he did that in both of our drafts tonight.
Yeah, he was 7 on both, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Jeremy's saying he likes the running backs later. Completely fair, and don't fault you. We're gonna be drafting a ton of those this year.
I don't know what my favorite strategy is, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Drake London, Amon-Ra. Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be a weird, not a weird, but I would probably say everything's on the table. Like last year,
it was pretty cut and dry last year.
Last year, we hated the second round, and most teams were going double receiver to start, but then all the running backs up top did well. So now, at this point, double running back, it doesn't sound crazy because all of them went off.
I like the anchor RB or the hero RB strategy. I mean that one's the one that I normally
I
go
enjoyed
with.
Whoever was picked 9 in the last one. They did 4 of the first 5 picks for running backs, but then they did a B Rob like you mentioned in the 8th, and it's just like at that point you're wasting a square.
I do love going robust. It's crazy to do, but it is a ton of fun if you get the right position and you can do it.
There's not a single team that I just dislike yet. I mean that one that just took McBride might take the cake just because you have no receiver and you went Jameer, who's our least favorite first rounder at the moment. Well, I mean first
ADP wise, yeah, ADP wise, yeah. AJ Brown and Bijan. Sure, I don't like Bucky. Is that fair? Don't like Bucky. All right, let's go see.
All right.
So I
know you've mentioned Terry, your love for him. I really don't want to go T.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Because you don't want to double here because we're not going to get Joe.
I mean, I think there's a chance, but I'd really just rather go with a Terry and a Marvin or Tyreek or Garrett.
Ooh,
like 2 of those 3.
I think we go Terry and Garrett. But how do we get quarterbacks on these guys? I think Marvin has an easier quarterback. Yeah. We're going Terry either way.
Let's go Terry and Marvin, just so that we have the avenue of going, hey, we could possibly get Kyler later.
Yeah, that was the problem. It's like
figured out.
I mean, you could get Justin, obviously.
Yeah, I don't want to overdraft Justin. We started out my first 3 or 4 drafts. I drafted Justin half the time,
right?
And I'm just like, okay, I don't think he's the guy I want to take a stand on based on his ADP.
Oh. Red likes Marvin, so okay, perfect. We like Marvin too. I love sophomore receivers, and past years they always do well. So Marvin's not going to be any different. I know that everybody wants to put
He
him
didn't hit
down,
1,000,
but
but he had 8 touchdowns, and a lot of his stuff was unrealized air yards.
week 17 stack, absolutely, yes. Cincinnati, Washington.
No,
Oh,
Cincinnati
sorry.
and Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, which one?
that's my favorite game on the week 17 slate right now, which way too early. But
Red's keeping up with all these stacks,
love it.
these like late stacks. Cam has those figured out.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun this summer. Let's go.
I like having this start though a
Yeah.
lot.
Once
So
again, or I mean, it's a little early because there's 2 teams that could possibly do it. The last time we were the only team to take 3 receivers in the first 3 rounds. Has a chance where Jeremy may feel the same kind of strat as us, which would be fun. Or,
Garrett went. I think he should go receiver. Amon
well,
Ra.
it depends. I mean, there's some running backs there.
Oh, I meant JSN, and he went. That's who I was talking about.
Mm.
Let's see. Chase Brown here. Who's on the board? Devontae.
Okay.
Okay. Kyron. Oh, Kyron's still there. Crazy. Oh, Chase Brown did go then.
Did he?
Apparently, he went right after us.
Oh,
he went
I
really
see.
early.
Okay.
I like
there's
Devontae
2
though.
different teams that went double running back and then quarterback so far. So 2 different teams. One is right next to us that have 0 receivers. So hopefully they'll allow us to get whatever we want later on.
Us and Jeremy both have,
Okay.
the 0 RB
Yeah.
build right now. So
and plus, even though we're on the same strat, I don't think we'll be per se fighting for the same running backs because it's unlikely if they don't take one that the same guy is going to last 7 picks for us.
Yeah, Red. Hopefully, we're hoping that Burrow falls to 48 here.
I think the only team if
it'll be the 2 before us.
This lobby is drafting a lot more correlated than the last one. But the only one that I think would be a threat would be the pick 103.
Yeah,
with
this guy.
Higgins. But
Kyler was. That's actually why we went with Marv over Garrett Wilson, is because we could get Kyler, and I haven't drafted enough Kyler yet. So getting some Kyler over a Justin Fields is why we did that. Jaden Daniels did go, so I was like looking for him. I didn't think he was going to fall to us, but I just don't understand going Jaden Daniels in the middle with 2 running backs. And
let's see, Jeremy's thinking. It's like how we want to build this team.
4 receivers. What's up?
Hey, I mean, honestly, that's exactly what we did on the other side of the board. He ends up going
Jalen Hurts. So hoping Devontae falls. Or
double tight end in the first 4 picks. Okay, so we got
Febreze.
Okay.
Joe Mixon.
3 running backs, no receivers.
There's your robust strategy.
Okay.
In a weird way.
Which is weird because that was a great range to go receive your first receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And he opted to go a 3rd running back.
A lot of receivers, actually, because all these running backs just went. We have no running backs.
Yeah. It's basically either going to be running back. Well, I mean, Kittle just went. So,
damn,
dude. Joe.
There's no way.
We're going to get weird, huh? We were doing so nice, guys. And then we're just going to go.
I hate being at the end for this reason, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the very start of the draft is my least favorite right now. We could do Worthy and then later on do Mahomes because he'll likely be available at the 5-12-6. Same thing with DJ Moore. Once again, wide receiver 4 for the second. Okay.
I would. Worthy's fine.
Worthy's fine. And then do you want to go running back?
I just don't know who.
Is
tight end? No tight end.
No
wide receiver.
No, Walker's off the board.
Quarterback is way down here. Tight end. That's the next quarterback too.
What about running back wise? Filter there.
RJ Harvey, Kamara.
I would probably say Kenneth Walker is my.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's just like it's gross.
I know. Once again, we're just gonna have to draft a ton of them.
Fine. Let's go for it. He had no reason. Wow, he had no. Yeah. I know. We agree, Red. Yeah. Stupid.
He did say Chuba. Chuba's a really interesting topic of conversation because he did so well and he was one of the safest, basically RB1s last year, low end RB1s, and Jonathan Brooks already out for the year.
Yeah,
they do bring in Rico Dowdle, who had 1,000 yards. They also drafted Trevor Etienne. So it's kind of like, hey, I think it's his job to lose. but at the same time, I feel like that has the making of like a hot hand approach of everybody gets a series at some point in the half, and whoever's making the most of their opportunity is what ends up going.
It's like who's gonna be the Zamir White? Who's gonna be the guy that falls off? It's like
7
it
that are just completely on the ADP. Really, this year I haven't really decided guy in the first 6 rounds that I'm just like I'm not touching at that ADP. It's Bucky Irving in the second round.
Well, that's fair. Yeah.
But outside of that, it's everything's pretty fair for running backs right now,
Like,
which is fun. But I am disappointed that there's many rookie running backs vaulted so high up because like RJ Harvey, we're not going to get nearly enough of as a 5th round pick.
Yeah, there's no way. I can't.
There's no way.
What are you doing, Jeremy? Let's see it. He might go RJ Harvey because it's actually
but at the
in
same
that range.
Time, that's one of those running backs that may be way
James Conner.
different for
Okay.
redraft. So
if you're gonna go James Conner, I think you get the fun backup Trey Benson. You got to get the backup. Demar Conner.
Do they still have DJ Dallas as a third?
No, it's Demar Carrion or Marcado. I don't know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Demarcado.
Oh yeah. Well, they still have DJ too, for what it's worth. He is a special teams guy. So
yeah.
And Michael Carter, who I guess made a small appearance at the end of the season
last year. Mm-hmm.
I don't know who would get cut of those 3.
I liked Michael Carter in college, coming out of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just he doesn't have a true role at the NFL level.
Yeah, I mean, I think the cuts are going to be between the bottom 3. So I don't.
DJ Dallas probably stays on the team.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Dustin. I'm sorry. Jesus.
That's our Cardinals fan.
One of.
All right. Oh, Mahomes went a little early.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. But we have Arizona. We might have to go.
We might have to go Kyler.
Here.
That's unfortunate.
I just wish Burrow would have fell to us. It's freaking ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Where'd you go? Let's see. Jeremy went Pickens here at 64. It's actually a fall. Yeah, he's falling there. So,
because he was one that I was very interested in. I didn't think he would vault up 4 rounds.
No,
based on the in that end of 6th, early 7th, and he just was like 5th rounder now. So getting him as your wide receiver 4, perfectly fine with that.
Yeah,
you almost got the double with CD falling to you, but
and then it would have been perfect stack because right now you're unstacked quarterback, so it's okay-ish. Always worries me, but at the same time, like you could single stack a guy like Jalen with like a tight end.
We're going to Cleveland again.
It's fine. I'm a big fan of Quinchon, so I'm cool with it.
I wasn't gonna say his name because that means you're gonna jinx him.
Well, they were. I thought you were talking about Jared Judy.
Oh,
that's all.
Hell. Well, I mean, there's still Caleb Johnson there.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Do we really have to go Kyler here?
So
go to the ADP
94 and there's no way.
8 the other day. There's a chance. We're gonna start Quinchon.
I don't know.
If we didn't go quarterback,
Jacoby Meyer.
Okay. I don't mind Chris Olave at 76, but it's very scary. But him being our wide receiver 4, I'm just putting that out there. Yeah, he's in the.
I'd rather range. Jacoby though. Jacoby's the better option there.
I guess. I'm just saying. Like he's a name that nobody wants to touch this offseason.
Agreed, because I don't want to touch him.
Well,
so that's kind of where I'm at too.
Described him well enough.
Yeah, because of
but he's not going in a bad range. Is all I'm saying. Like being
going Kyler,
drafting him as a flex when he was as a 2nd round pick last year.
Do you want me to go Kyler, or you want me to go Jacoby?
Jacoby, we're gonna gamble.
Oh, I missed it because you would. I knew it was gonna happen. That's why I start him. But yeah, I was like, come on. But no, that's the reason. I don't think we were gonna get Kyler. I don't think he's coming back. McBride. I am on that one.
I live glass half full, and
well, yes,
that's what burns me a lot doing something like that. This team going 4 straight receivers.
You should ask my mom. I run on hope. My car literally runs on hope, but it's not that. It's just the fact that Burrow got picked and Pat. I'm gonna just say we go with our quarterback after the 3rd time around.
if Jeremy does go ahead and stack eventually the Trey Benson route, and then we just go the passing route and just, hey, if Arizona does good, one of us is going to prosper.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can have James Conner. I'll be honest. We have hated on James Conner forever, and he's just one of the more consistent running backs every single year.
The
And
problem is, even if you don't like somebody, just stack the situation because it's very reasonable price.
yeah, for
So,
sure.
We have not done that enough in our early years.
And
It's okay to take stands, but hey, like sometimes you got to just be like, hey, I'm just going to draft both.
And the coach came out and said that they really like Trey Benson. So that makes me at least
That sounds
feel
fun.
a little better about the situation, right? Because they didn't draft a running back in the deepest running back draft ever.
One of the weirdest situations all best ball season. Cisco receivers, and they're all going in the same round. Would have been funny if Brandon Ayuk went there as well.
He is the last
right now
one,
is the
huh?
third. Yeah, he's the third guy, but he's one that could be a pup candidate. The PUP list, which makes you minimum first 6 weeks of the season, or you could be an IR short term IR candidate as well, because he did have a late October torn ACL plus additional damage. So it didn't set. I don't think that the coach would be having that out there as a possibility if he truly had a chance to be ready week 1.
Right. No, I agree with you.
The thing is, if you do believe he can come back and immediately make an impact, once we find out, hey, he's going to miss a couple weeks to start the year, his ADP outside the top 100.
I'm going to get some.
And then go get some.
Yeah, for sure. No, I get it. It's just he's the most talented of the three. So it's like, do I want to just take the talent? Because I don't think we had Ricky Pearsall much lower than where he went in the draft too. So that's another thing that, different conversation.
But both of them go in the 70s. That's tough to get behind. I'd rather go a Olave over either.
Do you think this guy thinks he's going to get Jordan Love?
Yes. At least when he did snipe us on Mahomes, at least he did draft Rashee Rice. So
right.
Hey, you sniped us smartly.
Right. What did we see? Oh, Jeremy.
I'm shocked that he didn't. Oh, never mind.
Who?
I was gonna say that he didn't go Travis Kelce, but he went 2 picks prior.
Yeah.
He probably would have.
Yeah, Jeremy took him.
Nice.
We need tight end. Now that I think about it, there was Tyler Warren.
Oh,
that was the one.
That hurts. People are making the same mistake of what they did with Brock Bowers as being a 8th round pick this year. Jacoby's still on the board.
Shh, that one.
We're not gonna pick him. There's no.
We might.
No.
He's gone.
We have other needs.
Not to
sacrifice your pride.
Not for the Raiders. The Raiders are the only need.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, the 3 that we won are all gone. We're not drafting Trey Tucker.
Yeah, there's a reason. We need a tight end.
Draft Colton Miller.
Jonnu.
No. He was in trade talks today.
I know. I saw that. It's crazy.
Possibly reuniting with Arthur Smith, who was the guy that was like, I'm going to give him into rounds instead of Bijan Robinson on the goal line.
Maybe Jonnu's good.
Maybe he is.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe Kyle Pitts actually is just like, and I mean, I'm saying this now. Of course, we all think Kyle Pitts sucks, but maybe Kyle Pitts is actually like the worst tight end, and Jonnu's really good, like he was in New England.
Maybe it's Harold Fannin season.
And Reese's analysis on needs is exactly aligned with my views. Hell yeah. Well,
this is going to be a 3 tight end build.
It has to be.
So that means we probably should knock out a second quarterback or 5th receiver. Caleb would have been fun here. What you think?
I mean, Cooper Kupp falling this far, I think is reasonable. I know that he fell apart.
So you like Cooper over Josh Downs right now?
I do.
Okay.
I think so, yes. But the next pick, I don't know, because we got Kyler, but we also could have got Justin Fields instead of Terry if we would have gone the other way. Yeah.
We could get Caleb and cross our fingers for a Colston and a Luther on the next turn.
Okay. Not against it. I don't know who we can't pick.
Hey, we could go Mason Taylor and Justin Fields.
We could. I'd
Because we
rather
are
go.
going 3 tight ends.
I'd rather go Caleb though,
Oh, okay.
and say we get Caleb plus those two and get a tight end.
That's fine.
That's scary.
Well, in
That's
hindsight, I really wish
that's way
TJ wouldn't have
scarier.
been sniped by us.
Yeah, right before, right here. That's way scarier though than talking about what we did with Kyler.
I'm just saying because Mason Taylor right now is the perfect epitome of a great tight end 3 because he could very well lead or be
Yeah.
the second on his team in targets, and he's going in like the 15th round.
No, I agree with you. I get it.
That was one I know that we could get later, but at the same time, like Colston's starting to fall, but I mean tight ends are going early, so maybe there's a chance. And then Luther, I don't love him, but he's fallen enough to where it's just like okay.
I think he's going to get manufactured touches. Is something that kind of comes with his like territory, just because of the style of his play. I don't know if they're good touches. I just think he's going to get touches.
It could end up being like a Curtis Samuel, where it's just you only get bubble screens,
right?
And you go 3 for 18.
No, yeah, it's really questionable on how they're going to use him. I wish he wouldn't have gone there. Like
Well,
me personally,
I mean,
like because
they wanted either one of the Ohio State running backs, and he would not have been a Bear had not both of them gone.
Right, but it was one of those things. Like I wanted him to because we had the conversation of you liked Luther Burden more, and I liked I like Luther Burden more. You liked Emeka Ibuka more. And then Luther Burden gets
both of them, honestly, go into situations where it's just like so much hard. But in terms of dynasty, at least,
Emeka has a
much
way better, yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things.
That's kind of how it always goes. Yeah. Like I like DJ Giddens.
I can't 3 years from now just be like, oh yeah, I was right clearly when Luther's like, hey, I'm 4th on the team in targets every week. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, and Emeka's starting because point, Chris Godwin's gone and
Evan's gone.
He's old or he's gone, one of the two.
It's just Emeka and Baker just
hanging out,
duking it up. That guy got. I definitely would have gone Emeka instead of Josh Downs and just figured it out
here.
Yeah, because you just went Baker a couple rounds ago.
And then we get a Tony Pollard and a Najee Harris siding for Jeremy, needing running backs. Mm-hmm. We need running backs too, but whatever. There goes Colston, way over there. I'm surprised by that, man.
I know he's looking for his QB2 soon, or tight end 2 if you wanted to lock him up, but he's continuing the running back route. I know you like Etienne a lot.
I do. I think Etienne has bounce back ability. I don't think that running back room is as good as everybody wants to act like they are. Damn it, dude.
I never said that it was.
Not you, but I think a lot of people think Bayshal Tootin and Tank Bigsby are better than I do, to say the least.
I completely agree, but we are also dealing with Liam Cohen, who had just, hey, Rashad White, RB2, Bucky Irving, league winner.
Ridiculous.
And then now it's going to be Sean Tucker, even though we're not drafting him.
So we have an unstacked Caleb Williams.
Yeah. We're crossing our fingers on Colson, I think. Oh.
No.
We're just going to stack him with Roshan, if that's even possible.
It's fine. We need.
It's a bummer.
It'll be okay, though. At least I know he's going to spread the ball out to 5 people.
Or he can go for 15 rushing touchdowns. And just,
why not, right? What do we need? We need running back. For sure.
I can't believe Justin Fields is still on board.
Need running back. Your favorite running back in this range?
Jamal.
Yeah.
If we're going both two running backs, I would definitely stack Dallas.
Yeah, here. I agree.
But if you wanted a tight end, because we still don't have a freaking tight end, then we might have to go David Njoku and pick one of them.
Okay. I would rather go Jamal.
Yeah, I agree. This is also a range that we don't mind Keon Coleman too, because this is a good second-year opportunity for him, and I'm not a Khalil Shakir guy. And like people want to vault him into being a 6th, 7th round pick, and it's like he had 4 touchdowns last year and like 50 yards a game.
Right.
He was just the only guy, and that still was his ceiling almost. And they brought in Josh Downs to a similar deal that what he had previously.
Right.
And Keon Coleman was still a basically 1st round pick. Dalton Kincaid was a 1st round pick. They're just waiting for opportunity. I think that team triple stacked Josh Allen, if I remember correctly.
Where?
Scroll up, pick 102.
This one here? Yep.
Yeah, nice.
That's a good way to do it. Not too bad.
Well, I hate Khalil, but if you're doing 3 of them,
Shoot, why not, right? Someone's
he's
going to
only
be
got
right.
2 running backs, though. That's pretty interesting.
Someone is going to be right. I actually was going to say, Jeremy, if you get the chance to stack one of the running backs from Jacksonville, though, I would. Yeah. So go with Tank, and he's getting picked at, though.
No idea.
Let's see. He's going 149. Okay. So he's going in the 13th
you don't have
round.
to do it on the first if you want to go that route, because he also, like I said, he needs a second quarterback. He needs a second tight end.
Well, he's going in the 13th round, so he might be able to get him even later.
Blue.
But we'll see if he decides. Yeah, he needs a second quarterback, second tight end.
If someone was going to make sure that we didn't get both Dallas running backs, I'm glad it was you, Jeremy. I hope Blue does it all.
He's no.
Oh my God!
Hold on, Cameron.
I'm sorry.
Hold on,
Looking
Cameron.
at the wrong thing. That's what happens when you're staring at the computer screen.
Amen.
Nah,
see what he does.
TV.
Dak. Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. Oh, we got Pickens. Yeah. You almost got the CD stack.
That's what I'm saying.
Dang it, man. Well, you're about to go again, though, so we'll see what you do on the backside of this. I would. What do you got? You need a tight end. There's a lot of tight ends in this range, though, that are coming up.
We have 5 receivers.
Right. We have 5 receivers, so we're probably done for a while. Ish. We need running backs and tight ends for a second.
Double tight end or running back tight end.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Trevor's still on the board.
He is.
QB 2.
We have 2 QBs.
No, I know. I'm saying in
general. I see.
Gosh.
Sorry.
Sometimes we also don't have any Jags, so
no, we don't have any Bears either, though. So
yeah, we don't.
Is what it is. All right, Kyle Williams on the Drake May stack, like that.
Okay.
Goddard, okay. To Hurts. Yeah, that's what I said earlier, beautiful. And I just forgot because
Jeremy's doing his thing.
Let's see.
I like the balance, and now he can just basically go BPA the rest of the way.
Yep, we can at the moment, but we're gonna get there in a second.
Hopefully,
if freaking all the tight ends don't go.
I don't.
Ty J. We got 2 tight ends here. No tight ends here, so he'll probably go tight end. 1,
so
1, 2,
have,
1.
I know he was the one that
went
ahead and got James Conner, but Trey Benson's still on the board, and we do have Cardinals.
Yes, we do. Cardinal quarterback.
But again, double tight end might be the route. Jake Ferguson is still on the board, I think.
There's Tucker staring us down. I mean, he's actually not bad at that point. I would rather go with Jake and then go running back.
You can't get much worse than 0 touchdowns. So might as well just pray for 1. How do you have 10 for 137 and 3 touchdowns, and then the following year we're just like, we're not going to throw you a touchdown?
I don't know. Fun. Same thing that happened, almost happened in Arizona. So Ferg is one of them.
I think Ferg will be 1, and then do you want a second tight end here, or do you want to go the running back route?
I don't think I want to reach a tight end.
Okay, that's fine. We can cross fingers for Mason or
that's what I want. The other position,
it's running back.
It's got to be running back, and it's ugly.
Garindo.
It's ugly.
Let's go Garindo. Or unless you don't think Benson will make it to Jeremy if he even wants him at all.
No, I think that's the way to go. He could also go Tank Bigsby, like I said, because he can get the stack. So he could go Bigsby or Trey Benson on his run here to stack either way. I don't like being on the ends twice in the same night. That's crazy. I'd rather
be on the back end than the front end.
I know. I wanted to be right here in the middle, and that just didn't happen. There goes the Tank Bigsby, though. Yeah, no. Let's see. Tucker Kraft on that one before. I mean, we can't go 2 tight ends. It's not that, but I don't hate it, I guess.
The team in the middle with Rashad White has 0 tight ends and 0 quarterbacks so far.
That's the weird.
Was that the weird team that did the stupid stuff? That broke up the stupid stuff?
No.
No, that was the CD team actually.
Yeah, the CD team did.
Yeah. Okay.
Right after Jeremy went. All right.
So quarterbacks were just flying off boards earlier, and now it's kind of like most of them are going where they should, or even a little later. Like we saw Jordan Love and Justin fall a little bit.
Still has no quarterback and no tight end. Oh
Trevor
wow, that
fell
was
all the way there.
quick. All right, let's see what you do. I think Trey Benson, Matthew Stafford. Do you have a stack?
Yeah, he's got Devontae.
Okay. Well, all the quarterbacks are going now, so you still might get Trey Benson on the way around.
He did go. I don't know. My one thing is I don't know if having a quarterback room of Jalen Hurts and Dak, I would go 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's fair.
But at the same time, everything makes sense. So like it's not like I can complain about like the narrative that you're going with.
I'm always a believer in taking less quarterbacks and tight ends. So, and it's burned us like we've talked about, but like at the same time, it's like
burns you when another reach on a Chicago. Every Chicago player got reached on except for DJ Moore, who almost fell to us.
Yeah, fun.
Tisk.
Fun. That's the problem with being at the 101.
Yep. But
Harrison or Hollywood, Trey Benson there. Yeah, so I think you could have possibly gone Trey Benson and gotten Stafford, but you might not like Trey Benson at all. I mean, you might be a completely fade.
They had Puka Nacua with their first pick, so if I remember correctly. All right.
Let's see. He's on the clock. What are we gonna do?
Starting to be kind of the receiver position starting to open up. Yeah, that. We're in sync right now.
All right. Let's see. 4 guys in here. I worry about Dak getting hurt again. I mean, sure. Yeah. Totally fair. I worry about every quarterback getting hurt.
But at the same time,
honestly,
if Jalen Hurts does not work out for you, that lineup is probably dead because of the draft investment that you have in said person. Not saying that it's a bad pick, but that's just kind of usually when I do take quarterbacks in the first 5 rounds. Like this lineup goes by how well this works out. And if you pick the wrong one or, hey, he gets hurt, like it's really hard to even make up from it unless you have a 12th round quarterback that ends up as a, like Baker Mayfield last year, going in the 14th, 15th round and being QB4 or whatever he ended up being.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Thank you on DeAndre in the 14th round.
Romeo. What do we need? We need best player available, I guess, now?
Tight end.
Yeah, but Mason Taylor.
Yeah.
I guess. Who's...
You know what's a name? Honestly, their tight end is really nice. But Hunter Henry is a name that really sticks out to me because he's going, I think, 178 last time I saw him. Obviously, we don't like it's not correlated with this specific team, but he led the team in receiving yards last year. And this is on a team that was like low volume. We expect a much better regime and statistical advantages for a Drake May. So I really am intrigued by him as a 178th as a tight end 3.
Yeah.
But Mason Taylor is
could be the number 2 option on his own team.
Exactly.
Let's go ahead and get him.
Hunter Henry could very well be too.
Sure. Yeah. Stephon and him.
I think the problem though is that with the Jets, it's more defined. Like we clearly know it is all Garrett Wilson.
Right.
And the receiving work from the running back perspective is all Breece Hall. So that's why Mason Taylor is so intriguing. With Hunter, he by default led the team in receiving yards. But any of these guys or all of these guys have better seasons, then he could be kind of lost in the sauce of just, hey, you're 400, 500 yards and, maybe 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Right.
But we saw 20 point. We saw one. Was it National Tight End Day that Hunter Henry had like 97 yards in the first half?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy. That was such a good day. I love National Tight End Day.
Yeah, Kate Otten.
One of my favorites. Kate Otten and George Kittle. And
I think that was the week that we ended up top 5 in the early only.
Was that week? Uh-huh. Yeah, when we were. Yeah, probably because we played double tight end, if I remember correctly, on National Tight End Day. Only way to do it.
Again this year.
For sure. Shoot, how do you triple stack? That's the real question. It only worked. It will work out on National Tight End Day, and even Trey McBride, I think, worked out that week. Like, and he was
the only like dominant or like high price tight end.
Yeah, but
I
he
think-
wasn't scoring. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
still not scoring at that point.
I think Kate Auden at that point, that was after like his big Thursday night game, and what's his name was injured. And then also we had
Mike Evans or
and
Chris Godwin,
down.
yeah.
So he had the previous good game, and so he was the most popular tight end.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like 45 or something like that.
Right.
It's the whole thing.
No, I mean, we did really well on the early only, more than we actually did on main. I think like at last year, we definitely killed the early only more often than we did
was a
main.
struggle last year. We couldn't nail the stacks.
Main was weird last year.
Mm-hmm.
You randomly get like the Alec Pierce's games and like the.
I mean, you're gonna do that every year, but yeah, for whatever reason, it just was not clicking with us. Showdowns were awesome.
Yeah, we
Early
killed
onlys was awesome.
first week showdown.
Primetime, we had a couple, or not more than, but some successful, like extra successful weeks. But main was our kryptonite, so hopefully we turn that around this year, because usually main is our bread and butter.
I think showdowns have been my most consistent throughout all the years. Just like because you have to get slightly less right, in my opinion. When it comes to main, there's a lot more things you have to like account for. I feel like,
right.
And then someone randomly goes off that you didn't even think
I just
about.
like the fact that even the most obvious options are like 10% owned,
right,
from a week to week basis. So it's really easy to get off the chalk. Last year, kind of what we did was like, hey, Jordan Mason's 50% owned. And most of the time when we faded him, it worked out in our favor.
Yeah, I had the 1 week in what was it, single entry where I had the optimal lineup, but I didn't play it in a big contest. Mm-hmm. That sucked. That hurt. That was who was that? That was Cincinnati and someone, and I had Drew Sample in the line. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Last guy in.
But sometimes you never know when it works out, because like the other one that we took down was the Patriots and Jets.
Yeah,
that was one where we were on different sides. That was one that we actually.
It was the Ramondre game,
and yeah, Ramondre just absolutely dead.
Had like 4 points for the game.
Yeah, did awful, and then I think mine got like second out of like 11,000 people.
Yeah, I played George over mine. I think
for $1
because we weren't confident.
We weren't confident, but that's why it's just like, hey, you never know. Just always play even. If you play blackjack, something Emery is really disciplined about is he always plays $10 hands. He doesn't like, hey, I'm due, bang.
Well, it depends. So, like I play a couple different ways, but like if I'm just there to have fun, yeah, that's how I'll play.
Most of the time, I'm a little more reckless, and we're sitting side by side.
There's new ways to play. I mean, you can play a lot of different ways in blackjack. You can just double your bet every time you lose and win.
3 straight tight ends. That was the team with 0 tight ends.
Yeah,
and those aren't the 3 that I would.
Terrence Ferguson, though. I like Terrence Ferguson this year. So Dallas Goedert and Terrence Ferguson as your two tight ends. I like that, and you get the correlation with Matthew Stafford and Devontae. I think you had Devontae.
Yeah, he had Devontae.
Yeah. 8 people watching. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us even this late after 9 o'clock. Now at this point, we're about 5 rounds left. I guess it's 5. Yeah. We're almost done with this one.
We did not get to stack our second quarterback, unfortunately.
Do not.
We're gonna have to reach on what are some scrubs on there.
I might not even worry about it, honestly.
No, it's fun to just imagine. Olamide Zaccheaus.
He's on the Bears now.
Darling, yeah.
No way.
Tyler Scott, some Devin Duvernay, return guy, Miles Boykin.
Yeah, it's tough. Those are tough.
We can go tight end.
Damn, I wanted Dylan Sampson to follow us. Keenan Allen, hello,
Keenan
friend.
Do you have a vibe of?
We could go Jerome Ford.
I don't want to.
We'd stack him. It's stacking, I guess. I'm going Keenan Allen first.
That's fine.
I don't know where to go after that, though. That's kind of ugly. Devin Neal is a guy that I like and you don't, if I remember correctly. But he's a rookie, so it's more comfortable than a Jerome Ford who's old.
I mean, I'd rather reach on a running back. Like a Rashard Smith. He's much higher on our rankings than where his ADP is, so I don't care about being 30 picks above him. Like, I don't know. Unless you wanted to go another position, but
you don't like Devin Neal, so we'll go Rashard Smith.
Okay.
But I don't dislike Devin Neal. I think Devin Neal will get the number 2 reps on that offense. Kind of draft too. The opposite of what happened last time. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, this was my question. Right now, both free agents unsigned, but do you have sneaky just dart over the field between Nick Chubb
absolutely
and
right.
J.K. Dobb?
Red, you're so right. That's what happens when you do one of these. You get all kinds of all over the place. We should have gone Wilson. We have Kyler. You're correct, Red. We might be able to get him on the way around, but I don't think
he's
so.
been going like
because he's got the Q tag next to his name.
Yeah, make him fall. I don't know if on God's green earth why Taysom Hill is going in the top 200 right now. He tore his ACL and MCL and everything.
Destroyed his knee.
January. Not December, January.
Maybe we'll go Greg Dortch.
Maybe we will.
We'll go pick. Dortch as the last pick, Dustin. Just for you, my guy. Yeah, I don't know what the Taysom Hill love is.
But yeah, so getting back to my question though, do you have a lean between a Nick Chubb and a JK of who can possibly be a sneaky?
You asked me this last time.
Yes.
It's still Nick Chubb.
Still Nick Chubb?
Yeah, I think so.
Because this is right around the range where we have picked like a Kareem Hunt before.
Yeah.
That's like, hey, unsigned running back, but hey, if he gets the right situation, you never know. I like taking dart throws on free agents like this. Like Keenan Allen, he had 40-point games. He had 5 20-point games last year, and he's going the 16th round. I don't care if he's unsigned. If he was signed to anywhere that he could be a top 3 in targets, he is an 8th, 9th round pick. And we're getting him 16th round every time.
I think truly the reason I like in Amari Cooper is an option. Like if you want to do that,
is that he's a free agent, but he truly went to a situation that was wide open in targets, and he was a 0.
Right.
So, or same with DeAndre Hopkins with the Chiefs outside of his debut where he scored 2 touchdowns, non-factor, less than 50% of the snaps. So, do you expect something different? I don't.
No. It's not that. I just think Amari Cooper, I think, has more tread on the tires. Is all. Then I think
see if there's a Mark Cooper story
later. Where is he? Let's go see. Damn it, they took him, Michael Wilson. That's what happens. You get sidetracked. I have nothing on here, nothing. So maybe he'll go to maybe he'll be a Cowboy. Watch out. They'll pick him back up.
I feel like that would have been fun if it weren't for Pickens.
I agree. But I think, and we will be getting Dortch now because we have to, because we'll just be double stacking that now. How far do we have?
Yeah, we didn't do a great job in this draft doing stacks, but it was just, that's part of the problem with being at the start of the draft is that you have to have things fall to you.
Yeah. Tommy Brown going to Jeremy along with Blake Corum, getting a correlation. Gajarquez Hunter, why not? If that at this point, unless he's gone, I don't see him. Yes, go Gajarquez Hunter, because then you get the second running back in LA no matter what. And I don't think it's Blake Corum. That's a personal thought.
The funny thing is, like, we both are not Blake Corum believers, but to me, nothing should have changed if you were a Blake Corum believer last year. To where it's like, hey, you have an 6 to 7 round discount on him, and he has basically 0 tread on the tires from last year.
Yeah.
And I know last year it was basically a heavy handcuff because Kyron gets all the touches, but hey, all it takes is one injury. So why aren't you drafting him 18th? And some people are picking Hunter before him now. And it's just like, well, that either proves that you were way wrong on him as a talent, or you need to believe more in your vibe of.
Yeah, if you believe in what you thought, because it wasn't like, I mean, the Rams are going to give 100 touches to one guy. It's not, they're not bouncing it out. Yeah. Like
we saw the Cam Akers.
Where do you want to go? Sorry, I have to cut you off.
No, we're good.
What do we have?
I see DJ Giddens.
6632. Okay.
DJ Giddens there.
Do enjoy DJ.
Did we end up getting a third time? Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Ollie Gordon.
We're gonna go twice.
Oh, Jordan James, because we got Gurindo, but
we did get Gurindo, didn't we? Okay. Well, we got a quarter, or we're gonna go wide receiver at the end. So I'm higher on Ollie Gordon probably than I am Jordan James.
To me, I am too, but at the same time,
correlation
it's
wise.
correlation because I'm not guaranteed that Isaac Garindo is going to be the backup.
Right.
So hey, you get undrafted / 20th round pick to just be RB2 for, and just what you said about the Rams and how they don't split touches. The San Francisco 49ers are the same way of just like,
Right.
hey, you're
Hot
getting
hand.
25 touches, and if CMC's down, you're the chalk of the week every week.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
So
And we don't know who it is, and I
and to
get
me,
it.
Garindo was a 7th round pick. Jordan James we had higher, I think, than others, if I remember correctly.
He was 19th or something,
Okay.
20th. Yeah.
So I mean,
He was actually behind Jarquez Hunter. The highest guy on this out of these three was DJ Giddens. He was
yeah, he was
8th,
our
and
top
then
10. He was
Burchard
just outside
was
the top
12th, I believe. Ollie Gordon was
10. But he went
11th.
to one of our favorite situations.
I
Willie
wish
Marks made no sense.
no, he did not. There was a few that didn't make any sense though that are down here.
Yeah,
I don't even remember all of them.
like we loved RJ Harvey, but we did not foresee a 2nd round
yeah,
on him. And then we were like, okay, well, we'll draft him. It'll be fine. And it's like, oh, the guy that we thought was overdrafted is also going in the 5th round.
Hey guys, just so y'all know, I think Damian Martinez is going to play better than Zach Charbonnet and will be the RB2 in Seattle by the end of the year. So there's that. And it would have correlated with us.
I guess it's an NFC West vibe or theme, but again, they just give all the touches to one specific running back. So Charbonnet is a non-factor until Kenneth Walker goes down.
Mhm.
So hey, same thing, undrafted, or you get a low risk guy that, hey, maybe he's the guy, and he has the same exact upside as the guy that's going 10 rounds earlier.
Right. Where the hell is Dortch?
Right there.
Holy hell.
340.
We love it. Love to see it.
Woo.
He's going to score more touchdowns than Trey McBride this year. Just kidding. He actually, how many touchdowns did he have last year? He might have scored more. I can look.
Dortch had 1.
Did he only have 1? Okay. I was like, because Trey McBride only had 2 touchdowns last year. So he could have easily scored more than him.
He had 4, but
when we had him on our team, he had 2, yes, but then they got called back twice. Yeah.
Well, he had fumble recovery touchdown. That was nice.
Yeah, that's true.
We started him that week.
That doesn't count though.
Did it not score 6 points?
It did. It did.
Yes, it did.
Dang, he took your player right before. Jarquez not going to our buddy here, Jeremy. This guy goes Elijah Arroyo and Noah Gray. Noah Gray actually, honestly, kind of worked out at times, especially in the 20th round. I like Elijah Arroyo, but I don't know what's going to happen
tight
there.
end that nobody is taking because of undetermined reasons, but Jatavion Sanders is going in the 19, 20th rounds, and he showed real flashes last year. And even though they did add Tetaroa, it's not like Tetaroa, Xavier Legette, and Adam Thielen just means he's gonna just only have 3 to 4 targets a game.
Right. Jalen Coker too, but
and also
it's not.
I think if I remember correctly, of course the internet's gonna. I thought Tommy Tremble just went down with an injury.
Did he? Because I know he's. Well, I can find it actually. Let's see.
Tommy Tremble had back surgery. So
successful procedure back last week.
He's okay, so he's gonna be ready for training camp. But either way, right now he's listed as a starter. I wouldn't anticipate that holding, but little competition in the room. So Gunner. 19th, 20th round, don't mind that at all.
Gunner Helm.
But I just haven't had to go the 3 tight end route there.
Right.
Because this year, actually, tight ends are pretty discounted because so many disappointed last year. So it's just like, hey, after Kittle and I guess Laporta, it's a dead zone between him and I guess TJ / Kelsey. But they're going at very respectable ADPs in themselves. All right.
Joe Milton. Hell yeah. The real starter in Dallas.
Guess so.
Honestly, Joe Milton?
No, it's Curtis Samuel.
Oh yeah.
Common Un guy.
Love it.
Sure.
I love it. I love Common Un guy, and he just happened to be in the deepest draft of all time, and didn't get enough love, but he's absolute stud. I love how he finishes runs. Jalen Milroe, why not?
All right.
Yeah, this is Krosky Merritt. Sure. I like him. I rankings, so it's fun.
I'm not sure they have Alec Gordon though.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Jerome Ford made it here.
I don't want him.
No,
going
I
Dortch.
don't either.
I'm going Dortch.
Jerome
Dustin.
Ford's one of those guys that like look out based on his ADP.
Right.
I don't know why they wouldn't just like you don't if you're not going to just use them,
Yeah.
So,
Jeremy appears to be a man of intelligence.
all right, Red. We'll be able to get you, and you won't be driving at the time when we jump in.
Yep.
But yeah, that concludes our second stream.
Well, yeah, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Looks like we have 10 in here. Till the bitter end, absolutely. Jeremy, thanks for drafting with us. Dustin, we hope that you can hop in with us next week.
Hopefully we
And
won't start 20 minutes later.
Yeah, we'll use Edge because that's the answer. And but we appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
See y'all guys.